we are going to talk about job helps and know that you are making a difference every single day because you are you have a job, you have a career as a parent. It is a 24/7 endeavor. And so I just want you to know that you are highly respected in this space for doing the best job that you can in the career called parenthood. Now, some things to think about when looking at a job or looking at a career is, do you need to increase your skills? Do you want to start your own business? Do you need a certification or a degree? Now, some career development opportunities are found again on the internet. The internet is our friend when we can tap into it. Most of us, that is going to the library on a regular basis, and there are other organizations, especially if you are NC Works, which we will talk about, has often has a standalone center where you can go, you can get on the computer. Some coordinated entry sites, they have a center where you can get onto a computer and get on the internet. The Goodwill Community Foundation has a learn free experience. Um, you can work on learn about technology, work, core skills, reading and math, and other topics on their homepage. Or you can call somebody, the Goodwill Career Connections, in order to get tapped into resources that they might be able to help you with. There's also workforce development, which is offered through many community colleges. Some are at no or low cost. I know I was looking at Wake Tech the other day, and they even have bilingual workforce development classes for people to be able to increase their skills, but and be able to learn in their own language. Some resources for job interview and interview helps, such as the NC Works Career Centers. They have statewide locations where they provide job training, resume helps, mock interviews, um, justice involved helps, services for those with disabilities, job fairs or apprenticeships, your ability to become an apprentice. Or on job training, which is amazing and so incredibly helpful, right? I know this can be overwhelming. Bear with me. There's also the opportunity to achieve your degree or certain certifications. If you still are in need of a GED, there are ways to secure that. There's a mom right now that I've been introduced to mentor and help with her childcare situation. And she is she is seeking to get her GED. And we were just talking about the steps that she needs to take with setting a reasonable timeline on when to get started, what she's going to have to implement in advance in order to be able to participate in those classes. And it is a challenging but worthy endeavor because that then opens the door to so many other opportunities. There's places where you can get your high school diploma as an adult for free. Also consider looking up adult continuing education. There are so many continuing education classes, and also just the opportunity to go to a community college. The benefits of attending are their lower cost. It's a pathway to a four-year college. A lot of times they're close to home. There's a lot more flexibility. And again, many offer workforce training. One thing that I would definitely suggest is ask about scholarships. I have gone through um, two programs in the last 2 years that I asked for scholarships for, and I received them in some way, shape, or form, whether it was a partial scholarship or a full scholarship. And so anything is possible. Now, what is an entrepreneur? And this is a video that you can go to on YouTube if you're not familiar. I'm not going to play it, it's about a minute long. But I was just showing it to you because this is one of the Goodwill Community Foundation Learn Free videos. And so basically what an entrepreneur is somebody who sees a problem and they provide a service or a product as the solution. So why not turn your hustle into a home-based business? A lot of people at this time, they have things that they're doing to earn money. And so it's important to realize that small businesses are what fuel America's economy. 44%, approximately 44% of businesses in America are home based businesses or small businesses. And was what keeps America running. It's important to know that support plus some skill can equal upward mobility. If you're tired of working minimum wage jobs, if you're in what they call a living wage job and it's still not providing enough income, then perhaps the next step is to take on a hustle, to take on a side business that will provide that extra income that you need, that so many people are using it as a way to transition from receiving a minimum wage to generating a true living wage, one that will supply for all your needs but also allow you to delve into some wants and desires too. Some of the resources that I like and that I tap into are the Motivation Readers Mastermind Network. This is a group of people that meet 5 days a week at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they read books. They read out of books and then they discuss the content, such as things as Think and Grow Rich or The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it is amazing what starting your day around people with a positive mindset, gaining some information, what that can do to change your life. Every Dot Black is the name of the business and the website. It provides support for people who are Black business owners, as well as other people who support Black business owners but may not be Black themselves. They have weekly mastermind meetings where they have a special guest that speaks on a particular topic. They also do read from books and discuss them. They also have different training classes and most especially an opportunity to network because there might be somebody who's like-minded that might be able to serve as your mentor in the future. Another resource that I really appreciate is SCORE, which stands for the Service Corps of Retired Executives. If you reach out to SCORE, they can actually provide you with a counselor that will work with you one-on-one to go from starting a business plan all the way to launching your business, providing you tools and tips for how to finance or what kind of degrees or licenses or certifications you might need. The Wake Tech Small Business Center that's right here in Wake County. They also have provide counselors that you can tap into where you can make phone calls and meet with them and they can they can direct you in ways that are extremely helpful. One of the counselor that I have, he introduced me to what is called the Lean Canvas, which is the shortest way to create a business plan and works so much better than the 100-page document that most people think you need. It is accepted, if it's well done, it's accepted by many banks and many angel investors or investors in general to describe what you're going to do to launch your business or the funds that you need and how you're going to earn an income with what you're desiring to launch. There's another organization that's called Small Business Day, and this gentleman and his family, it's him and his wife, and they have children, but every weekend they are providing a free webinar in which he discusses things such as marketing, business development, how to launch a product. And then he usually offers free resources like a free website, and there are also paid services that you could tap into. YouTube has um, YouTube has what do they call it? YouTube University or something like that. YouTube University, where there are a number of free and paid resources that can teach you a plethora of things that you might be interested in that are legit. Harvard, the Ivy League school, they have free online classes. One of the resources that I found is extremely helpful is to tap into a co-working space. A lot of them will have free co-working days. In those spaces, there are so many different types of businesses. The one that I was introduced to was Raleigh Founded, and they also have a couple of legs, which are Carey Founded and also Blue Co, which is for more collar workers, to have warehouse space and, support services that they may not have if it's a single person who's, a plumber or an electrician or something along those lines. But within those spaces, there's so many different types of businesses that usually you can be connected with somebody that can help you either build or mentor you in your business. And one of the people that I was introduced to when I was a member of Raleigh Founded was Venus Lyles. She's an attorney, and she offers this thing called a Spark Grant. And the Spark Grant I was awarded, and it allowed me to register my business. This is me. This is Love Enterprises Presents, and this is her LinkedIn profile post about me receiving this grant. And what it did was it paid for it. They not only did her business file the paperwork, but it also paid for my business to be registered. And sometimes for so many people, that is the biggest barrier just to get started. Because who has an extra $200 to $300 to register with the Secretary of State? So there are different businesses that are out there that are designed and can support you, if that is the way that you should go. And I would encourage it. Whether it's a side hustle, whether you're doing something now that brings an income, but you want to push it to a full-time endeavor, even if you are without stable housing, it is possible. I truly believe that. Get yourself a counselor. There are so many organizations that provide them. Go to SCORE, talk to somebody about your situation, get a counselor, and get involved with changing the world. In closing, I want to leave you with 3 thoughts to help you on your journey as we move from this place. The first one is by Steve Jobs, and he said, and part of a much longer quote, obviously. And if you don't know who Steve Jobs is, he was the original founder of Apple, if I'm not mistaken. He said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." If people are calling you crazy, be that kind of crazy, the kind that think they can change the world, and you will. Another one is by Henry David Thoreau, and he said, "I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams or her dreams, we're not discriminating here, and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours." And so if home ownership is your dream, press forward. If renting a home is a dream, press forward. Press forward confidently in that direction, and you will meet with success. And the last one I really like is by Malcolm X. He says, "Usually when people are sad, they don't do anything. They just cry over their condition. But when they get angry, they bring about change." Now, I want you to understand that I don't encourage you to go around being angry and taking that energy and smashing windows and doors and things of that nature and using that anger against somebody. What I truly saw in this quote is that when Malcolm X got angry, he actually focused on changing himself. And I believe in after reading his autobiography and just seeing how his life played out, that he moved himself from those yellow and red areas in the polyvagal chart to those green areas when he was able to tap into that anger and use that energy for the betterment of himself, his family, and the entirety of mankind. And with that, I want to say thank you for joining us. Again, this is Mama Kai, and I appreciate the Department of Child Development and Early Education for sponsoring this under the umbrella of the Department of Health and Human Services. And we're here to make North Carolina great. And we can. We can make it greater than it currently is, but we need you to make it happen. And so I simply say thank you for being here. Now, I'm going to go to the Q&A and in the chat. I know there's a lot of information in there, just to see if there was anything that I need to address before we officially close. I did see a question about the slides. Yes, there will be, you can request it at the email that's in the chat or that's on the screen right now. It's DCDEE_support at dhhs.gov. And I'll just see if there's anything else that needs to be said or shared before we close. Oh, right. One more thing. That is a good point. Thank you. I do want to send a special shout out and a thank you to all of the members of Yay Babies, which is an advocacy group. They are the people that put together this presentation, a collaboration of minds that put together this presentation as part of um, the work that we did to create a strategic plan that was presented to the state this month in October of 2023 to bring early childhood education services to families who are experiencing homelessness. And so this opportunity, this presentation was to support those endeavors so that it might help meet some needs of people immediately while they are seeking housing. And so if this presentation has been of any benefit to you, if you have learned something differently, please send your success story. If you have any questions afterwards, please feel free to email so that we can continue to be able to support your needs and be a blessing to one another. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, and thank you for our tech team as well, Tammy and Regina. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you guys so much. And with that, I believe I am complete.